Good evening and good afternoon to viewers from all walks of life. This is Desmos, and you're welcome to the channel of truth, enlightenment, freedom, and the channel of breaking impasse free. If you are new on this channel, I talk about narcissism and narcissistic abuse. I talk about spirituality and I talk about personal and self growth. And if you know that resonates with you, I invite you guys to join us, give us a like, share the video with friends, and you may subscribe if you haven't already. And for those that have always been with us, you are welcome back, and I thank you for your love and support. Now, chosen ones, I want to explain to you in this video a phenomenon that you're going to experience if you haven't already. And that phenomenon is the invisibility phenomenon. Now, you see, as a chosen one, upon your awakening, what is usually going to happen? You're going to start going through a very massive process of transformation. That transformation is also going to lead you to a very big sense of evolution. So you're going to evolve to become the highest version of yourself. So you're moving from low energy frequencies to higher energy frequencies. What do I mean by this? You're exiting the third dimension, the matrix. You're moving to a higher dimension, which is usually called the fifth dimension. Now, that vibration is a very high vibration. I did not personally know anything about 5D. Like I've told you guys, when I was awakening, it was a process I didn't even know that I was going through. So eventually, what happens is you start to release a lot of dense energy. You start to release a lot of toxicity, negative people. You start to release people who used to hold you back for a long period of time. You start to release negative habits. You start to go through a process whereby you're letting things go. Now, as you're letting things go, you're allowing new things to come into your life. So you're allowing new people, new places, new activities, new things. So you're going to start experiencing a very huge transformation. And most of the times, that transformation is putting you in the highest state of consciousness and is moving you from a lower dimension to a higher dimension. You might have asked yourself a question as to why there's to be some incidences along your journey. It could even have happened before, but you usually notice after awakening that there's sometimes you might appear to attend a certain event. There's been a lot of guys in that event. There's been a lot of people in that event. You've been there personally, physically. Along the lines, 2 days, 3 days later, you meet some people and they're talking about that event. And you're telling them that I have been at that event. And the people that are saying that they didn't see you. You have attended a party physically. A few days later, you have met people who are talking about that party, that particular festival or whatever event. You are telling the people that you've been at that event, and the people actually did not see you at that event, but actually in physical reality, you were at that event. Now, usually, you're going to experience a lot of these paranormal events happening in your life. Usually, when you're ascending and you're leaving a lower frequency to a higher frequency, you're going to experience a lot of things that is going to be very, very hard for you and very difficult for you to explain. You may not be surprised why, as you ascend, you notice that you notice that you're no longer vibrating on the same frequency as the people that you used to hang around with. So you'll notice along the journey of evolution that you're leaving so many people behind. It does not matter what you try to what you try to say to them or what you try to explain to them. People don't seem to get you. Actually, people have not even gotten you from the beginning of time. But this time it's going to become very clear to you that a lot of people do not resonate with your energy. You're talking to people about frequencies, about vibration. You're talking about this. You're talking about that. The language you're speaking is different. A lot of people in your environment, the people that have always known you for a very long period of time, they cannot get you. They do not know what exactly are you talking about. You see, chosen ones, what you have to understand is you have got to understand the split between the 3D and the 5D. The 3D is a very lower frequency. The 3D is the time whereby you people are now vibrating at. The frequency like anybody else. You're doing the things like everybody else. You're doing the regular jobs. You're involved in a lot of negative, toxic cycles, negative people. negative behaviors or activities, you are vibrating on a very low frequency. So most of the time, that's why you've seen a lot of times you have even been attracting a lot of negative things in your life without even knowing it, that it was actually something to do with the frequency that you are pushing out into the universe. But as you ascend and you become the highest version of yourself, you're going to stop being comfortable with regular, ordinary things. You're going to desire and want better for yourself. So that's the reason why you start releasing a lot of dead weight. But dead weight, I've already said in my videos, dead weight, you're letting people go. Activities go, behaviors, toxic people, toxic cycles, a lot of things that do not mean well to you, you're letting them go and you're allowing yourself to vibrate higher. Now, a lot of you guys, of course, you have also gone into situations whereby you start to engage in activities that are going to help you to raise your vibration. This can be done in so many kinds of ways. I've done so many videos before about raising your vibration and raising your frequency. So that frequency will put you at a state whereby normally it is going to also trigger that thing what they call the invisibility phenomenon. You may sometimes notice there is people who is coming towards you. They may want to come to you maybe to harm you. They may want to come to you to steal from you. They may want to come to you to do some one or two things, but in whichever way, those things are not for highest good. So you're going to notice, even on their way, they could be driving to your house, they could be driving to your place. On their way, they get an accident, or they get or they get a puncture in their tires, or the engine fails to start. Or sometimes you're going to also notice there are some cases whereby you are physically going to actually bypass certain individuals who are meant to meet you and do all these kind of things to you. You are going to sometimes bypass those individuals and they will not see you. You have got to understand, chosen ones, in this video that we are spiritual beings. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. But you see, the difference is, as spiritual as we may seem, or as spiritual as we are, there is people, actually, those beings who are vibrating higher, and there's also those beings who are vibrating low. So those are the guys who are, very hateful, resentful. They're full of vengeance. They're full of negative behaviors, negative toxicity, and things like that. You're going to notice a lot of those guys, they are vibrating low. You, on the other hand, are vibrating higher. And I'm not saying that everything is going to happen in a day. As you evolve, as you awaken and start working on yourself and going through that thing, what they call the spiritual transformation, you're ascending higher to a higher vibration. So this thing takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of work for a chosen one. It takes a lot of work. You put in the work, you work on yourself, you work on your health, you work on your diet, you go to the gym, you work out, you do this, you do each and everything to make sure that you're taking off to a higher dimension. A lot of people that you've been involved with, you're leaving them behind. So that's why now it triggers that sense of invisibility. Now it's going to become almost that you're invisible. It is going to appear as if people cannot get to you. Whatever they try to do to you, that's what I've told you in my videos. And there's a video I did before, and I said, you do not have to worry about magic, black magic, witchcraft, those kind of voodoo, those kind of things like that, because everything that describes toxicity and negativity, all those things are on a very low frequency. So the only thing you can do for yourself is to vibrate higher. You know what I mean? So when you're dealing with people who are very toxic, a lot of those guys you've been involved with, maybe they're involved in witchcraft, negative behavior, they want to harm you, they want to treat you bad or things like that. You only can do for yourself a favor and do everything in your power to make sure that you vibrate higher. Because as you're vibrating higher, those individuals are still on that same frequency that you left them. So no matter what they try to send your way, it is never going to affect you. You see, this thing of evolution, it is very painful for the people who are still who are still where they were. It is very painful. That's why you see a lot of times people will resent you. People, they think you're trying to be smarter than them, you're wiser than them, which is even sometimes the truth. Most of the times you will see a lot of people, your old friends and family circles, they won't start resenting you because you're evolving to become the highest version of yourselves. But on the other hand, they're still where they are. They do not know what they need to do. Some of them are very comfortable in their comfort zone. They don't want to do the work. They don't want to put in the work, and they're still exactly where they have been for ages. And they're going to stay there as long as they have not done the work. But you have decided to get out of the box and do the work. So along the journey, chosen ones, it is one thing that I want to let you know in this video. It is one thing that I want to let you know. You are going to notice a certain time later on in your evolution, along your evolution journey, you're going to notice you becoming invisible. It is not because you are physically not visible. It is you are there. Sometimes you know that you're in certain places, you know that you are meeting certain people, but on the other hand, on the very low frequency, there is some people who can't even sometimes recognize you, and even sometimes they cannot even see you. They don't even understand that you were there in the first place. So you notice you're going to walk past certain people. They will not recognize you have been there. You will find yourself in certain occasions, certain parties, certain festivals. I can guarantee you guys, a lot of people, they will not even recognize you've been in that place. They may see you physically in front of them, but their eyes will just all of a sudden gravitate away from you. You know what I mean? Only for you to find out later on that you're telling them, you're talking about that event. You're explaining all the small details that happened at that event. And the people, they can almost not believe that you were in that event, but actually you was in that event physically. So on a very spiritual level, you're on a very high frequency. That's why a lot of people, they can feel as if you're unreachable. A person may try to call you on their phone, the phone will jam all of a sudden. They may try to ring you, to ring your number. The number will the number will fail to go through. A person will come and mess up with your engine because somehow there's a jealous individual in your life. They may come and try to come around and mess up with your engine, with your car engine. As soon as you get into the car, you're going to start the ignition, the engine is going to start, and you're going to travel safely to wherever it is you want to go. So I've told you guys, chosen ones, you guys are protected. A lot of times you cannot see these things before awakening. You cannot see how the universe is working behind your back. I can guarantee you are protected 24 hours a day. That is because the chosen one is a person who emits light. You are emitting light. You're working on yourself. You're vibrating higher. But there is people who don't understand the difference between the 3D and the 5D. A lot of people are thinking on the very, very low frequency. When a person sees you doing good things, things are happening for you. You go in places. You're more wealthy. You're more healthy. You're richer. You're happier. People don't understand this energy. So that thing kind of triggers some kind of jealousy within the people that know you before, prior their awakening. So a lot of guys who know you before, they do not know how to understand you, and they do not know how to behave or how to treat you the moment they meet you. So that's why you see it causes that big split. So most of the times they may decide to do one or two things to you. It can never work out. They may try to call you. They're intending to abuse you or to say some kind of negative words to you. Believe me, guys, by the time they hold the phone, you will be speaking, but they'll be like, that voice cannot even go through. They'll be speaking, you'll be speaking, but you guys cannot hear each other. The voices cannot go through. It is like somehow, there's a very big split between the two of you, and they cannot reach you for some reason. They cannot reach you. That is because they are not matching up with your energy. So your energy is at a high, and their energy is at a low. Regardless of what they try to do, it will not work. They will block your way. You will find the next way. They will come around and try to think they can steal your money, do this kind of things to you. You will get that money, even sometimes to come back double, or even sometimes triple. They try to sabotage your jobs, you get a better job. They try to fire you from work, they will be the ones to be fired first. So you're going to notice a lot of these patterns along your way, whereby people are intending to do things to you. But no matter what they do, how much they try, it does not matter how much, as long as those individuals, they do not mean you well. It does not matter what they try. It does not matter what they try to do. It can never get to you, chosen ones. I can guarantee you this. Why? Because you're protected. You're the children of the universe. So if you're chosen one and you start to sense that feeling of invisibility, it's like you're invisible. It's like almost people can't see you. It's like you come around in a conversation. It's like they're talking to each other, and it's like they have left you out of the group. They're talking amongst themselves, and sometimes it's going to happen. Actually, this one is very important. Sometimes it's going to happen whereby you're going to meet people. They're talking about something in a group. They say it's a group of people, 3 or 4 people. You will walk into that group. Those individuals, they will hardly recognize your presence. They will continue discussing amongst themselves, and they'll leave you out of that conversation. That is because you guys are vibrating on different frequencies. So for some reason, they cannot reach your frequency. If they were reaching your frequency, it would be very easy for them to engage you in conversations. But even if they try, to engage you in conversations, you will notice that your conversations between you and them do not match up and do not meet. So it's like you're completely speaking a different language from the language that actually they're using at that moment. So there's always going to be a continuous sense of invisibility, chosen ones. It is something that is going to happen to you if it has not happened already. And if that has happened, let me know what you think about this video in the comment section below. Drop us a comment, leave us a like, share the video and subscribe. And you can always book a session with me, guys, if you want to, donate and support to this channel if you want to. All the links you need, you will find them in the description section below. Until then, much love and blessings, guys. There's almost signing out. Peace.